Friends, I've got some bad news. No, the title isn't clickbait. Littlefoot just came out of his winter dormancy and something isn't right with his mouth. I noticed that there are these crusts on either side of his face and they're not low enough that they could be an ear infection, which I think is a good thing, but they don't look right either. Potentially bacterial. I'm very fortunate that I was able to get in touch with Anthony Pierre Leone and he did give some insight on what it might be, but naturally we both agreed that a vet visit was in order. And so Dr. Alec Brown is going to be taking a look at him today. You're going to see the appointment in today's video and we're going to go from there and I'm going to explain to you what is going on. So if you're interested in seeing the not so good side of things in pet care, because I always want to show you everything, definitely keep watching because it's going to be educational and interesting. Alright, full disclosure, if you are afraid of needles, then regrettably this is not a video for you. Listen, I have full sympathy. For me, I for some reason do not like having blood drawn. If I have to get blood drawn, I literally lay down. I can't do it. I asked to lay down just to set myself up in case. If it's anything else, I'm usually good, but anyway, the point is I get it, okay? I just want to give you the disclaimer because you will be seeing some needles in this video. If it's not for you, I apologize. You can check out the playlist up above if you're bummed out and you still want to see some Leaf Turtle content. You've been warned. If you say something about it being bad now, you didn't watch the whole video. I'll know. If you enjoy videos about specialty pets such as reptiles, amphibians, and different kinds of cool invertebrates, definitely consider subscribing down below and dinging that little notification bell afterwards so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I do my best to post 1 to 2 videos a week. Alright guys, so I've noticed that Littlefoot has something going on with the side of his face. So we gotta take him in to see Alec. But yeah, so hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. I've contacted Anthony Pierre Leone too, and he's has always been so gracious and helpful with his time. So you can see here when his neck fully extends, he has like a crust on the side of his neck, you might notice. Anyways, we're gonna get some blood work done today. When he actually produces a stool sample, we'll be doing a fecal. I mean, thankfully he's eating and everything, which is good. But yeah, I'm certainly concerned about these weird little scabs on the sides of his cheeks. And there you go, you can kind of see those scabs there on the edge of his mouth. Not good. Anyway, this happens sometimes. Yeah, there you go, you can kind of see that scab there. There is some dirt on it, but the brown part is the scab. All right, buddy, you're good. I'll put you in a little carrier here. We're gonna go visit Dr. Brown. Let me just get that off. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this. Make sure he's okay.
I need somebody to hold him.
Sure.
So taking blood from a turtle, or really a lizard tail, is a lot like taking it from a cow. You go in with your needle until you hit the bone, and then you slowly pull the plunger back along with the needle and the syringe, and then eventually you should hit the vessel. It's right on the midline, so right in the center. It's kind of the best way that we see how to do it.
Poor Littlefoot though. Dr. Brown carefully made attempts to draw blood, but because the tail is so much bone and skin, it was tricky to find a blood vessel to draw blood from. And as such, this left Dr. Brown no choice other than to try several different spots around the base of the tail in hopes to withdraw that very important blood sample.
Like all skin and nothing else. I think I need to hold the tail. Just the air and the blood on the skin.
Of course there was concern over stressing the little guy out, so we gave him a small break before trying again. Sorry, little dude. Before.
Imagine what his blood pressure is.
Yeah, seriously.
Anytime you take from the tail, you can get lymph.
Alas, we were having some success. Dr. Brown nailed it, and well, yeah, we got a little bit of a sample there. But again, this was challenging because it was so hard to even get this much blood, and it wasn't necessarily enough to do the full course of testing Dr. Brown was hoping to have done for Littlefoot. Only better than before, I hope. I think it's safe to say Littlefoot has mixed feelings about his doctor.
Oh God, he's even looking back at you. He's like, what have you done?
Hello everyone, I'm Daniel. I'm a 4th year vet student. I'm helping out Alec with this turtle, so I'll be starting in practice soon, but I'm not quite a vet yet.
Thank you so much for your help.
Here we are.
One last attempt to get a little bit more blood for testing.
Which way?
Just regular sternal. And then try to tilt him up a bit. So gravity can help. I got a little bit out from the top here before, but it's so challenging. It's like a cow. Have you ever done reptile blood?
I've done cow blood.
Next, Dr. Alec was trying to swap the infected areas with a disinfectant, but it was very challenging to do with a turtle because they just tuck their heads in when they feel threatened.
I want to see, I want to really debride it, see if there's anything underneath there. So it's hoping that it's mostly dirt and that sort of stuff.
Are we hoping to pinch his face and pull his?
He bites it. If he
You want
holds
me
it
to
on his
try
own,
and
then
help?
that would be great.
Okay.
Oh, no, I should be okay
Okay.
with this.
Yeah, looks like he's not gonna open him. So he's just like, I'm giving you a little warning and I'm letting go.
My stomach is very loud.
We were trying to take some blood on Littlefoot here. We got a tiny little bit. He's a tiny turtle, so we can't take much, but we could take more than this. We just weren't able to get it out. He's moving around a bit, and he's got such a thin layer between the outside of his body and where the blood vessels are. So we stopped at this point. We'll just prioritize a couple things in our blood work, like our white blood cell count, probably our kidneys as well, because we often see those affected in captive turtles. We're going to start him on some antibiotics for a presumed a superficial bacterial infection around his mouth. Watch him for a couple weeks, soaking him daily to see if we can get any of that debris off of the mouth lesions. And then at the end of 2 to 3 weeks, maybe see him again. At that point, if we're still worried about him, if he's not getting any better or he's getting worse at any point, we'd probably sedate him so that we can get a jugular blood draw where we get a little bit more blood pressure and can take it out a bit easier, and then really scrub the mouth up a bit. We're not able to scrub very much right now just because he's understandably sensitive about it. So we'll soak him every day, start on antibiotics, watch him for a couple weeks, and then potentially retry again with the blood and more of a scrub.
Sounds like a good plan.
Excellent.
Thank you, Alec, and thank you, Daniel.
No problem.
For today's question of the day, I'd like to ask you all, have you ever had to take one of your pet reptile or amphibians to see a veterinarian, and what was the reason for that? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I'll give your comment a heart, and we can engage in a little bit of a conversation. Thanks. Alright friends, so Littlefoot is back home. He's getting those injections every 3 days. He's getting daily soaks, and I'm also applying some Silvasorb gel ointment to the affected area surrounding his mouth. Now we have a message from Dr. Alec.
Okay, so we have the blood work results in for Littlefoot, and overall very good news. Because we could take such a small sample, we were really prioritizing which kind of blood work we wanted to do. So we looked at the red blood cell count, the white blood cell count, and then the uric acid measure as well. Uric acid is kind of like our kidney check for reptiles, and so the good news is that everything looked great. Our red cells were normal, our white cells were normal, there was no evidence of increased kidney enzymes, the uric acid, so we're not suspicious for kidney disease, at least at this point in time. Probably what's most important is that I didn't see any evidence for toxic changes on the white blood cells. So that often happens when there's the widespread bacterial infection or major disease where we have the sepsis or septicemia. So very glad there. We're just kind of dealing with the topical infection, at least at this point we're thinking so far. So we can continue with those injectable antibiotics, topical medications if we can, daily soaks, and see where we get in a couple weeks.
So there you go everyone. These sort of things can happen, and it's very important to keep a close eye on our pets. But the important thing is that he's on the road to recovery. And as always, before we end today's video, I want to take a moment to sincerely thank my channel patrons over on the Patreon platform. I'm so appreciative of your support there. I love what I do, and I'm so grateful that all of you watch my content. But some of you are looking to support the channel and the animals a little bit further, and Patreon is the way to do it. You unlock a whole slew of perks, such as discounts on merch, sneak peeks on upcoming projects, and more. And best of all, I like to think, a direct line of communication with me, so I can help you answer all your care questions and more, because sometimes on other platforms it just gets a little too busy. Patreon is the place to do it. For as little as $2 a month, you get all that and more. If you're interested in learning about how you can support the channel, you can check out the link down below in the video description. And as always, when you sign up to become a channel patron, you get a shout out in upcoming videos. So today we're thanking Carrie, Cassandra, and Saren. Thank you so much for your patronage, and I look forward to chatting with you all more on the Patreon platform. Alright, well everybody, there you have it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching today's video. I think Littlefoot's gonna be just fine. We're doing the treatment. I'll give some sort of an update the next time we see all the leaf turtles out and about and doing their thing. I'm gonna continue with the topical Silvazorb, and then we're also gonna keep doing those alternating ceftazidime injections and hope for the best for Littlefoot. Keep your fingers crossed. Send your well wishes to Littlefoot down in the comments section if you like. And don't forget to answer today's question of the day. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I can't wait to see you all next week with the first video starting things off, Madagascar episode 8. Awesome. Bye, everybody. Take care.